Hello, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. My goal is to have a new episode of this show every day, Monday to Friday at noon is when it will post. And we're trying to do every single NFL team. So please, if you see your team on screen right now, we do not yet have a fan representative for these teams. If you don't see your team, that means your episode is coming up soon. So subscribe and turn on the notifications to make sure that you catch every episode. They're going to be a blast. They were fun to film so far. I'm looking forward to adventuring through all 32 teams. And without further ado, let's get on to the video. Hello and welcome once again to MOOF, where we are looking for the most overly optimistic fan in the NFL. And on today's episode, we are covering the New England Patriots. Now, I know most fans groan and they're like, "Oh, the Patriots! Like I hate the Pats. Blah, they win so much, things like that." So I knew I had to pick a good Pats fan, and so I am declaring him the nicest Pats fan you will ever meet. Michael, thank you so much for coming in today's show.
Thanks, Zach, for having me. I'm excited to be here with you.
Awesome. Well, we're gonna get right into this schedule prediction, but just before we do, please let us know, what are you looking forward to about the New England Patriots this upcoming season?
What I'm looking forward to the most of it this season is just to see how they respond after a bit of a difficult year last year, a year that our franchise hasn't had in forever. And I say that as a very thankful Pat fan that I haven't had to experience a season like that in a long time. but I'm just excited to see what this year is going to bring. We made some really great additions, I believe. We spent a lot of money, the most money of any NFL team in the offseason. So, I mean, I know money doesn't always buy wins or anything like that, but I'd love to see what, with the greatest coach of all time, what this talent can do.
Of course. Well, it sounds like there's a lot to be optimistic for. And Mac Jones, do you see him starting at all this year, or do you think Cam's gonna rat it out?
It really depends on how Mac Jones does, I believe, in the offseason with the mini camps. And I think he's got the potential. Absolutely. He's a really good quarterback. He protects the ball. He won't make too many mistakes. I'm not sure how many chances he'll take, but what I think Bill really wants is a quarterback that can protect the ball. And we upgraded the wide receivers and the tight end position. So if Mac can prove in the camps in the offseason here that he's got an upside, I believe there's a chance he will start some games this year. I do, though, believe that Cam Newton will be the starter for a majority of them.
Okay, fair. Well, let's get into it here. So week 1, you start off with a division matchup against the Miami Dolphins. You're in New England for this game, so home opener.
Yeah. So my thought on this game is the Dolphins always play us tough. It doesn't matter when we had Brady, it didn't matter. They always played us tough. But I do believe that because we're at home this week, and that the excitement of the season starting, we'll probably have fans again in the stadium. Yeah. I believe the Patriots will win week 1.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you're 1-0, and then you start off. Then you're going to New York to face another division foe in the New York Jets.
Let's be honest. It's a 2-0 season to start the year. The Jets. I mean, I like their draft. I mean, Zach Wilson could be good, but it's just too early, and I just don't see the Jets being that talented this year. And so I believe it's 2-0 for us.
Okay. 2-0, moving on. And now you got a couple of home games here. So you're home, and the New Orleans Saints are coming to visit.
So the Saints, man, they're going to be good again. I know they don't have Breeze, but they're going to be really good. That offense is still really good. Their defense is good. We'll see what happens at the quarterback position with them. That's going to be a tough game for the Patriots. It will be. And truthfully, I think if we're going to lose a game in the first 4 weeks, it's going to be that one. So it's the Saints.
So you're
Yeah.
predicting a loss there. Okay, interesting. Okay, so you're
Yeah, I just feel like there's going to be a bit of a momentum change, and the Saints are really good. So,
okay.
yeah, well,
Okay,
yep,
wow.
yep.
And then you are hosting in probably one of the biggest games of the season for the Patriots. The defending Super Bowl champion and your former quarterback, Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are coming into New England. What do you think?
Yep. Well, first of all, I'm very excited. I think this is going to be probably one of the most watched NFL games of all time, because you've got that obviously. I don't even need to explain the history of Tom Brady with the Patriots, and then what he did last year with the Bucks, which I'm gonna knock. I'm a Brady guy, so I was so excited for the Bucks last year. So that's awesome. But uh, they're not winning that week against the Patriots.
Really?
Nope.
Okay.
Bill Belichick is gonna. I just believe that the defense, the hype. I mean, Brady's greatest of all time. Don't get me wrong, but the Bucks aren't winning that week against the Patriots. They're coming into New England. You're gonna have the emotions of the fans in the stadium. You're gonna have all that, and I see the Patriots winning and starting the year 3-1.
Okay. Okay. Well, we call this series, move for an option here. Okay. Um, so you are now 3-1 to start the
Yep.
year.
Yep.
Then you are visiting the mighty Houston Texans.
Yes. No, they're not winning that week. The Patriots are going to win that pretty
Okay.
easily. Houston doesn't know what it's doing right now. They don't even know if Deshaun Watson's going to be starting for them. They lost J.J. Watt. It's just I don't think the Houston Texans. I think they'll probably put up a little bit of a fight, but in the end, it won't be. It won't be much for the Patriots. So I think the Patriots win against Houston. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So 4-1, and then you have a home game hosting the Dallas Cowboys.
So we've got America's team versus real America's team in New England, just because of the success and everything. Let's just be honest. But no, I believe you know what the Cowboys. It's always hard to predict those games because you just don't know what the Cowboys what team's going to show up that week.
Yeah.
I mean, I can look on paper and they've got a lot of good talent. And, you know, if Dak's back and he can, if he's playing well, I mean, that's going to be a tough game. But again, it's another home game.
Right.
And I just feel like just the elements that could be in that game. Again, I got to go New England just because it's at home too. It's a bit of an easier way to play at home than to go on the road in Dallas and play there. So I'm going to give the Patriots the nod in that one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 5-1, looking good on the season so far. And then you host for the second time division rival, the New York Jets.
6-1.
Okay, 6-1. It is 6-1. We don't need to expand too much on the Jets again. Then New England is headed across the country to Los Angeles to face the Chargers on Halloween.
Yes. That the Chargers, man, I think they're gonna surprise a few people this year, and I really like their team. And always going across countries a little bit more, not always, but a bit more difficult for some teams and stuff. And so I feel like that could almost be a letdown loss because truthfully, I think the Patriots will be looking to the following week more so. So I think if we're gonna have to lose a game in there, if we lose a game in there, it could be to the Chargers on that Halloween Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's the second loss of the season. Yeah. Okay. 6-2. Mm-hmm. And then you are off to face Carolina, and you are visiting the Panthers in their home stadium.
This is Cam Newton's revenge
Oh
game. He's
yeah, big game for Cam.
yeah. So he's coming back to Carolina for the first time. I would I would say the Patriots are going to win that week. I just think Cam's going to have a bit that extra chip on the shoulder, especially if they do end up losing to the Chargers. That coming off a loss, there's going to be a bit more of that motivation. Bill's gonna, Bill won't make it up like Cam versus the Panthers, but all the guys in the room know, and so I feel like the Patriots will come out and win that game against Carolina.
Mike, before we continue, I want to give you just a fun fact about that game. So, Cam's revenge game at Carolina. Currently, the lowest price for tickets is $89, and then if you go back to that Week 4 game where Brady and the Bucks are coming to visit the the Patriots, tickets are as low as $1,202.
Oh wow!
So quite a
well, yeah. I guess the history is very different for both the teams. I mean, Carolina did get to a Super Bowl with Cam, but Tom ended up getting to just a few more. but it's just a legacy too. Obviously, in the NFL grand scheme of things, it's not a huge game, but I think as a Patriot fan, as an NFL fan, as a Carolina fan, I imagine that's just an interesting game because, Cam hasn't played them since he left. And so, yeah, so I think that's a pretty cool game. But,
I really hope Mac Jones isn't starting for that game.
Listen, man, I don't know. It just depends, right? This is the fun part of predicting. Mm-hmm. It's that we're going off the knowledge we have right now. We can't predict that, and we don't know what's going to happen in the future. But I really hope it's Cam starting. I really do.
That'd be fun. That'd be really fun. All right, so then we're going back to New England, and you are hosting the Cleveland Browns.
The Cleveland Browns, the Browns, man. Last year, that was exciting for them. I actually enjoyed watching them have some success last year, and that was really fun. I really like their team. It really, though, to me, comes down to Baker. If he can play like he did last year and maybe grow a little bit more, the Browns will be very good. But he has to show it. He can't go back. And so it really depends on how the Browns are playing at that point of the year. But let's take into account if they're playing the way they did last year. That's at home. Man, that's a toss-up for me right now.
Mike, I need a prediction.
I'm going to take the Patriots in that one still, though.
Okay, all right.
I am going to take the Patriots in that one still. It's at home. Patriots are just good at home and generally. So,
right. So you're predicting the Pats are 8-2 at this point. So they're looking pretty good at this point in the season. And so then you get a short week, and you have to travel to Atlanta to face the Falcons in a primetime Thursday night matchup.
Yeah, that would be really nice when Julio Jones is on the Patriots this year.
Oh,
it'll be a fun game. No. All things being even, that's tough. That's a short week. You have to go to Atlanta. Although I'm sure Atlanta's still going to want to, they still got that Super Bowl in mind, and they're going to want to try and prove something to the Patriots, even if the team isn't the full thing. That could be more of a scheduled loss, in my opinion. So I think the Patriots could drop that game against Atlanta if all things are being equal. Yeah. Just because it's a short week. It's, you're doing the travel. You're not going home to play. You got to go on the road. I mean, Matt Ryan can still throw the ball. I mean, he's not what he used to be or was, but he can still throw the ball. And if they do got Julio, I mean, they could give the Patriots a good run in that game, and I'll give them the advantage just because it's a short week for the Pats and we have to travel. So
okay, all right. So you are 8-3 by my count, and then you are headed back home to New England, and you host the Tennessee Titans.
I like the Patriots' chances. I like the Patriots in there every time they do lose and they come back. I do like the Patriots and how they respond, and so I think that's a win for the Patriots against the Titans.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then we have okay, so you're headed then to Buffalo. Yes, on a Monday night game. That's prime time. Oh man. You're facing the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo.
So if we're gonna go by history, I mean, we had Tom Brady, who always dominated the Bills for during his career. The Bills are different, though. The Bills are different right now. Last year, they again, it was cool to see them have that success in their franchise. Um, you know, you do feel a little bit bad for the city of Buffalo with their sports teams, and so it was, and it was kind of nice to actually to see the Bills. And that's coming from a Patriot fan, I understand, but I was happy to see them have a little bit of success last year. Man, that's gonna be a tough game for the Patriots.
Win or loss.
That one's gonna be. I think they're gonna win. I think they're gonna go into Buffalo and shock the world a little bit and say, okay. And the Patriots are still gonna say, "Hey, we're not to be messed with. We're not to be messed with."
Okay, so you're 11-3 headed into the Week 14 bye week, and I a bit of a later bye week, but I always make this joke almost every episode. I hope you win that week, or at least not lose. And then you are headed to Indianapolis to face one of the toughest teams that people are having a time. Like in all these episodes, I find people are having a really hard time figuring out the Colts. But you're going into Indy to face the Colts, win or lose.
Man, that is so true. And I was just kind of looking at the schedule beforehand. I really didn't know what to do with this game because I don't know what the Colts are exactly. I mean, they do got a lot of talent. But man, I don't know. I think the Patriots end up winning that week as well, though. I feel like the Patriots will kind of want to try. At this point, with our record, I believe we'd be heading to the playoffs anyway. So I would want that to be. They kind of want to go in a bit hot, and I think being the Colts would be something that we'll end up doing. Yeah.
Okay, so you are 12-3 at this point then. And then you are, for the second time on December 26th, you are playing in New England, Buffalo Bills, win or lose.
My Bills friends, I'm going to give you guys this game. You guys will come into New England. You'll beat us. More in the fact because the Patriots will be resting a lot of guys. But I believe the Bills will come into New England that final week. They'll be mad after the Monday night loss, and so they'll want to kind of say to New England, "Hey, we're here still too." Okay. And so I think they'll split it, but I think that New England will win in Buffalo, and Buffalo will win in New England.
Oh, that's okay. That's a bold prediction. Really interesting. Okay, so 12-4. And then you are headed to Florida to play. Or no, Florida's coming to you. Sorry, you're in New England hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah. What's Tim Tebow gonna do that game?
Tim Tebow revenge game, clearly.
Yes, obviously he's coming back to New England, and listen, man. Trevor Lawrence, I think, is the real deal. I think the kid's got an amazing arm, and I'm excited to see his career. His problem is that he plays for Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. And that franchise has never proven, outside of a couple-year run there, that they're really competitive. And I don't really understand what they're doing. I love Tim Tebow. I love the guy. I love his passion for his faith. I love everything. On the football field, I don't know if he still has it. And I don't know if this is just a publicity stunt or whatever. I don't see Jacksonville winning that game. Mm-hmm. No, I don't see Jacksonville winning that game. I think the Patriots will win that one. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then final game of the season. You haven't seen these guys since week 1. Both teams have been on a journey. You have to go down to Florida to play the Miami Dolphins.
Like I said, never matter what quarterback we've had, they've always played us tough, and we've always struggled to play in Miami. So I think that's probably a loss for the Patriots to end the year. Like I said, it doesn't matter when we have Brady or whoever. We've always struggled more so with Miami in the division in Miami. And so I think that's probably, and I don't like saying it, but I could see us ending the season in a loss. But I think a rather successful season, all things considered.
Well, you're predicting 12-5, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's.
I'm gonna say, I have this graphic that I toss up at this point in the show, and it kind of gauges your optimism. And I'm gonna say you're not the most optimistic necessarily, but you're getting there. You're on that. You're a top tier optimist, which is what we like to see. Absolutely.
For sure. Well, listen, man. It's hard. It's really hard to say because I don't want to just come across like somebody that's like, oh, the Patriots are going to go, 17-0, and they're not going to lose a game and whatever, because I understand during the season injuries happen and some teams are better than you thought and some teams are worse than you thought. And honestly, I look at this Patriots team, I look at our signings. I really like the draft. I feel like Bill's trying to do, I think Bill's mad, to be honest with you, that Brady won last year. And as a Patriots fan, I'm not. But I think as Bill Belichick, I think he's probably like, I can't let Tom, win this year. I gotta do some stuff. I've got to upgrade the roster. And I think there's going to be more protection for Cam if Cam's playing to stay healthy. And he's got more options to throw to. I mean, he's not the best throwing quarterback. Not the best at staying in the pocket, but at least he's going to have a few more options at wide receiver and at tight end this year. And, I think, that just helps, right? I mean, more talent helps, right? And then on the defense, we bring back Kyle Van Noy from Miami. And I think that was really a nice signing from the Patriots, just because he was a leader on the Patriots, and then he went to Miami, and then, he's going to come back and stabilize the position a little bit more. So, and then you still got Stephon Gilmore and as a cornerback. And so I think realistically, if I'm looking at those games, I could see the Patriots winning, majority of them. And and I just think because, sometimes you say, well, the Bills are way better than the Patriots, but there's also that mentality of history sometimes that can get into teams' heads. And Bills might have a bit more talent on the roster. Like I'm okay saying that as a Patriot fan. I mean, I really do like the Bills roster, but there's also the factor of it's New England. And we've been that juggernaut for so long. We've dominated for so long. It's exercising, I guess, those demons for the Bills. And will they be able to continue to do that with the more talented roster in New England this year? This is all the fun questions that we can look at.
Absolutely. But Mike, we're going to turn it over to you, our viewers, and we're asking you, please comment below. Do you think Mike is crazy? Do you think that he's way off, way too optimistic? Or maybe you agree with Mike and you think, yeah, that's a pretty realistic prediction. Let us know in the comments below. And Mike, thank you so much for coming on to MOOF. We're excited to see where the rest of this series goes, and you represented the Patriots well.
Thanks, brother. I'm so happy to be here. Appreciate it.
All right.
Go Pats.
Fair time and Mike, peace and out.